Are you followed? Good. These are the GRAYSON files. Tell no one. So then, today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, everyone. We are now days into a government shutdown, and new Congress is sworn in on a couple days. Actually, tomorrow, which would be Thursday. I don't really think people know what to expect because, Trump has been Trump has been a lone voice in the dark, just, sort of, ranting and raving, all by himself, on and on about, deals or whatever, and, well, the Republicans aren't really saying anything, and the Democrats are not responding to his deals. So, and I mean, he's basically completely out of time because I mean, the Democrats have already said that they don't plan on making a deal or even acknowledging Trump. They're basically gonna ignore everything he said and just vote on a new vote on funding for the government as soon as they get into the House. They are not gonna waste time. As soon as they get in there, sworn in, they are going to vote on funding and probably look into what has happened over the past 2 years. And I don't know, it's just weird because of what Trump did, the whole Syria thing. Pulling out of Syria is a big deal in itself and merits a lot of attention, speculation from anyone and everyone. If he had done this the first day in office, the Republicans probably would have freaked. And maybe they should have freaked this time around. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right. Well, I mean, there's just so much to process, really. Um, I mean, it's kind of insane how much has happened and how much has not gotten done in the past 2 years. It's basically been all set up and no follow through. I mean, to be quite honest, this feels like Trump setting up everything for 2020. Like, here's the thing. He wasn't expecting to win. He didn't want to win. People have said that already. We know for a fact that Melania Trump was crying on the night of on the election because I mean Trump probably had promised that they weren't going to win, and I don't think he actually had a plan for this at all. Like maybe he had some things that he had promised people if they supported him. I mean, I think everything was kind of on the. I think they knew what they wanted to do, but I just honestly think that everything has been designed for a two-term presidency. So, I mean, these last 2 years, I don't think Trump was was counting on so much resistance, and I think it's ruined his plans. So, I mean, and basically he depended on the people that have resigned, or yeah, that have resigned so far. So he's president for 2 years, and then because he started doing rallies like right away. So now that must mean he depends on winning the election again. So so right now I think he's panicking. He's kind of like on a handset or a phone, and no one else is on the other line, and he's just kind of calling out people's names, and they're calling out to empty phone line, and he has no choice but to win the election again. I don't know how he's gonna do that now because he's lost the house. and he's not going to get it back because, for starters, just him being elected, that's gonna spark some kind of resistance, automatic resistance, just a reflex, if you will, and all the stuff he's pulled that it might it might strengthen his base, but in the long run, it's gonna get some votes against you. So, I mean, the first election, he lost the popular vote. He lost the popular vote. He had to win through the electoral college, and I mean, he can try to do that again, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, honestly, that will probably be his best bet, but to be honest, that will be the only way he can win again. And it's gonna be a lot harder because the states everyone was obsessing with that he won, those are not gonna go to, they're not gonna go to Trump. I mean, the only way, honestly, he could win, like, this is the only way he could win the popular vote, is if, like, he somehow convinced this, like, well-known Democrat to be his vice president, and that is never ever going to happen. But the nail through the coffin will, for his 2020 bid, will definitely be the last nail in his coffin will be this Syria thing, because you know, if he was a Democrat and this was on the Democratic side, pulling out of Syria, I mean, maybe Democratic voters would understand, but these are the Republicans we're talking about, and I mean, you could basically split the party right down the middle, and one half would support at this juncture, one half would support staying in Syria, the other would support leaving Syria, and the people leaving Syria would include libertarians, of course, because of the way their politics are, and the new alt-right people. But I mean, basically, the alt-right people, see, a libertarian, you could explain to them, well, we have to stay in Syria because we invaded Iraq and we created ISIS, basically. And a libertarian would completely understand that, and they would probably support the troops in Syria on that basis because it's a strategic placement of troops, not an aggressive. They would totally, completely support that. But these alt-right people, they just want to remain. Their objective is isolation. They basically want to put up their wall. They don't want to let people in anymore. And they want to, basically team up with Russia, Brazil, and like, who else? I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Because, what they want is a reformation of the teams or whatever, and like, it's not a game. These teams have been, they weren't, nobody had a choice. Germany did what they did, Russia did what they did, China did what they did, and now all the lines are drawn. There's a perfectly good reason why China is supports North Korea. And really it's just populism. It is just ignorant populism. So tonight, apparently Mitt Romney wrote some op-ed on Trump's character. I'm sure we'll find, and you know what? And I think Jeff Flake wrote one too. And the reason these two wrote their articles is because I'm telling you, if Trump was still in Syria right now, we wouldn't even be having an issue right now. The wall would probably be being built as we speak. Like, I am not even kidding. Because to be honest, they to this very moment, Trump and the Republicans control absolutely all of the government. The thing is, there's nothing really to control because it's shut down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hashtag though. Yeah, we'll see what's going down tonight. I don't even think this should be the hashtag we're looking at, but and gosh, I just think that most military personnel and veterans are going to support staying in Syria um because they all pretty much know that ISIS has been contained somewhat. I mean, basically, yeah. And it was only like 2,000 troops, but I mean, they were very, very effective. And so I'm guessing all these people are assuming that Turkey will deal with the last of ISIS. Oh, some of these. Oh, let's take a look at this. The Syrian government forces. Oh wow, this is a very handy map. Go ahead and retweet this. Syria, who controls what? Let's see. So here's Turkey. Turkish and rebel forces. Okay, so oh wow, the Turkish have sided with rebel forces. And look, the point is not whether or not we let Turkey do this for us. It's the thing is they're incapable of doing it because Turkey is Turkey, and until they get a new president, they're gonna go overboard and like not even care what. They're probably gonna end up. See, we want to kill ISIS, and he's gonna end up invading Syria, which is gonna make things much, much, much worse. He's basically gonna start a war. And look, he is not. And, oh man, you see this? This is Turkey's sworn enemy. Was it Turkey? Yeah, it was Turkey. This is Turkey's sworn enemy. Here's Turkey. Here's ISIS. Look, I mean, basically, to leave Syria is to let Turkey attack these guys who have been helping us so much. And they're not. Let's just put it this way: they do not have the positioning to take on ISIS. So really, I mean, Turkey is gonna get in the way, and they're probably just. I mean, like everyone's saying, they just want to kill Kurds and damage Syria. And here's Israel. I mean, even if Turkey and Israel teamed up, which they very well could, it's just look, they would have to fly over Damascus. I mean, Israel is in a decent position to take out this ISIS stronghold. It's super tiny. And I mean, what's even there? Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. And oh my God, here's Iraq. See, I don't really know too much about the Middle East, to be honest. It's so confusing. It's like basically all sand and there's like oceans in the middle of it. It's so weird. Seas. Here's Iraq though. Iraq. Oh my God, here's Iraq. And here's Syria. Whoa. Okay, wait a minute. And then Iran, I think, is to the right of Iraq, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's this part, who knows. But oh wow. Okay, if Iraq is there, then that covert mission that Trump blew the lid off. I mean, that very well could have been a mission into Syria and ISIS territory. I mean, we could have ourselves some kind of sorcerer or ISIS leader in that big old black territory, and that could have been the night that the U.S. sent in a team to take him out, and Trump just went ahead and did what he did. Wow, this is troubling. Whoa, this is kind of insane. Oh, and here are the rebel forces. Okay. Oh. It's actually kind of crazy because Syria is right here, and or ISIS, I mean. Wow, this is kind of crazy. This is pretty insane. Okay, well then, demilitarized zone inside rebel-held area. Okay. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay, and Aleppo is over here. And that was when they did that chemical attack. Wow, it's kind of crazy that it's all the way up here. It's right next. It's right next to wow, rebel territory. So I mean, basically, Assad is like that's why he did it. Oh, I can't believe. And I'm not really sure if this is part of Syria. I know you can't see my cursor, but the yellow part. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to check out another map of this. That's pretty. That's kind of informative. Okay, so let's take a look at what pops up on Google. Okay, so I mean, we basically kind of looked at a map. We've kind of sort of figured out what the landscape is and what the maneuvering can actually, or what the movement can actually mean for Syria and the Middle East. Oh, and I guess all of this is not happening for another 4 months. Trump gives about 4 months for Syria to pull out. Hmm. Oh, and this was a day ago. You know, it kind of all sounded like he was going to do it right away. because of everything he did. And it's actually kind of funny that I think I think he's gonna backpedal on all this and maybe cut his losses. That could be the case. Oh, so this was a day ago. That could still be the case, though. Yeah, see, Trump slows down. Trump withdrawal. What's this? Trump's Syria strike was unconstitutional and unwise. Okay, this is April 2017. Huh. I wonder how that all fits in. Because, maybe this is what, caused Putin to want Syria to the US to pull out of Syria. I don't know. Okay, so let's try and find the very first article on this. Let's write, okay, 20, December 19th. Okay, never mind. Okay, so was it? I mean, does it? I guess it doesn't really matter. But it was probably in the New York Times. I guess it was December 19th. Do we know what he said on December 19th? Go ahead and take a look at his Twitter feed since, oh man. Okay, so. Wow, it's kind of silly that his website link is his Instagram account. I mean, it just shows how superficial Trump is. He never really wanted to be president. I mean, wow. He basically, he basically just grew his social media following, and that's probably gonna be his you know, he might start planning for not running for president. Okay, let's dates go December 18 to December 20. Oh, okay. Try that again. December 18th, December 20. Okay. December 19th. And you know, to be honest, since basically he tweets everything. You know, I'm already seeing just one tweet on there. I mean, basically, since it's oh, okay. Here's the rest of it. Okay, since Trump is so easy to dissect because he pretty much tweets everything. Oh wow, they sent a video out. Hold on a minute. Well, I mean, in this day and age, you can just cause the the motion graphics were pretty simple. In this day and age, you can pretty much just throw together. Yeah, that looks pretty easy to make. In this day and age, you can pretty much throw together a video with motion graphics in no time at all. So I mean, it doesn't look planned, is what I'm saying. Maybe he's trying to make it look like it was planned. Okay, so I mean, let's just can we hit latest? Well, okay, so this was the last. This okay, this is much better. This is the first tweet he sent on December 18th. It was at 3:30 in the morning, which is 7:30 his time. Okay, I promise this is the last time you're gonna hear this noisy chair. I'm gonna get rid of it tonight. Okay, so he's basically going on and on and on about the investigation, which is kind of crazy. I mean, he's not talking about the first thing he says when he gets out of bed. I mean, just picture in your mind a sleeping Trump. He awakens. He's still in his bathrobe, sitting on his bed, reaches for his phone. And what's the first thing he does? He tweets about, I mean, specifically, he says this biggest outrage yet in the long, winding, and highly conflicted Mueller witch hunt is the fact that 17 or 19,000 demanded. Wait, is the fact that 19,000 demanded text messages between demanded? Huh. Demanded, I guess. Did he use that word right? Who knows? Text message. I know text messages isn't capitalized. Text messages between Peter Strzok and his FBI lover Lisa Page were purposely and illegally deleted would have explained whole hoax, which is now under protest. Good luck today in court. Okay, so that was the first thing he said. I mean, he got out of bed. He must have been. I mean, that's what keeps him up at night, basically. And I mean, to be honest, he only sleeps for like. No, he probably. I don't care how long he sleeps, but what keeps him up at night has to be the investigation, because that's the first thing he tweets about, and it's not even a statement. It's basically an accusation or some theory that the reason this investigation is a hoax is because 19,000 text messages were deleted. Good luck today in court to General Michael Flynn. Will be interesting to see what he has to say, despite tremendous pressure being put on him about Russian collusion in our great and obviously highly successful political campaign. There was no collusion. I hope the people over at the Fed will read today's Wall Street Journal editorial before they make yet another mistake. Also, don't let the market become any more illiquid than it already is. Stop with the 50 Bs. Feel the market. Don't just go by meaningless numbers. Good luck. I mean, now it's probably the middle of the day. He's kept trying to show off, kind of. Oh no, it's still. Wait, hold on. It's over there. It's no, it's still in the morning, so he's probably had his breakfast by then, or he's finally awake. And now he's just there's this feel good tweet. Facebook, Twitter, and Google are so biased towards the Dems that it is ridiculous. Twitter, in fact, has made it much more difficult for people to join real Donald Trump. They have removed many names and greatly slowed the level and speed of increase. And so now he's finally starting to talk about the wall, which is what he wants right now. Russia dossier, reporter, will never be proven and are likely false. Thank you to Michael Isikoff. That is December 18th. In our country, this is December 19th, the day he does this thing. In our country, so much money has been poured down the drain for so many years, but when it comes to border security and the military, the Democrats fight to the death. We won on the military, which is being completely rebuilt. One day, one way or another, we will win on the wall. Okay, so I mean, Trump's first tweet after he wakes up is basically sets the tone for the rest of the day. And if I do recall correctly, usually every single thing he's tweeted first thing in the morning is about the investigation or the border wall. Here, it seems as though he was gonna talk about the wall, but he kind of snuck in some things about the military. I mean, he just kind of. And look, this doesn't even make sense. This doesn't actually This doesn't run parallel to his message at all in our country. First of all, he totally snuck that in. In our country, so much money has been poured down the drain for so many years. But when it comes to border security and the military, the Democrats fight to the death. I mean, he didn't really talk about the military at all the day before. He didn't have a meeting on the military. And let's go ahead and take a look at this tweet. The night before. This was at 9. So I mean, he didn't send any crazy tweets in like the middle of the night like he usually does. This is at okay, so I mean that leaves a big ol' empty spot. I mean, plenty of time for someone to call him and let him know what's what. Now then, we won on the military, which is being completely rebuilt. One way or the other, we will win on the wall. We won on the military. I don't really know if he's won on he won on the military. I mean, that is probably some of the stuff he's not supposed to say getting out on the tweets. We won on the military. I mean, he could mean just the way he's gotten the military to support the wall, and that's why it's kind of a mixed message right there. Mexico is paying indirectly for the wall through the new USMCA. Okay, so I mean military. No, it definitely sounds like he went on and on about whatever the day before. He was barking to his heart's content. Maybe someone caught him early, because I mean 9 o'clock is pretty early for Trump. He probably gets a good night's sleep because he wakes up at 7:35, which is the same as the night before. So he probably has some secret meeting. Starts to set up this military thing, connecting it to the wall. And then all of a sudden, I mean, when was this published? This was at what time specifically? Okay, it not really saying. Man, that's kind of crazy. What I even find? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I could find the date or the time. We have defeated ISIS in Syria. My only reasoning for being there during the Trump presidency. And, you know, I mean, basically, and here we go. I mean, this isn't about Syria at all. I mean, basically, he sent out 2 setup tweets. The first one in the first thing in the morning. Then he sent, and they were both setup tweets, setup messages, and then he kind of just gave us an excuse or his reasoning. This was this still in the morning? This was at 9:29 in the morning. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. We'll have to check when that happened, but I mean, he sends out this message. It's kind of just hanging out here by itself. Then he goes on and on about the Trump Foundation. And then he says this.
We've been fighting for a long time in Syria. I've been president for almost 2 years, and we've really stepped it up. And we have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land, and now it's time for our troops to come back home. I get very saddened when I have to write letters or call parents or wives or husbands of soldiers who have been killed fighting for our country. It's a great honor. We cherish them, but it's heartbreaking. There's no question about it. It's heartbreaking. Now we've won. It's time to come back. They're getting ready. You're going to see them soon. These are great American heroes. These are great heroes of the world because they fought for us, but they've killed ISIS, who hurts the world, and we're proud to have done it. And I'll tell you, they're up there looking down on us, and there is nobody happier or more proud of their families to put them in a position where they've done such good for so many people. So our boys, our young women, our men, they're all coming back, and they're coming back now. We won, and that's the way we want it, and that's the way they want it.